Wherever I go, your shadow follows me. It stretches long across the pavement, darker than the night itself. I try to hide in the corners of this city. I change places, moving from street to street, seeking a silence that never comes. I change faces. I wear masks of indifference, of happiness, of busyness. I try to be someone you wouldn't recognize. Yet somehow, you always find me. In the quiet hum of the subway, in the rustle of leaves in the park, you are there. I walk past the cafe where we used to sit. The chairs are stacked, the lights are dim, but I can still hear the echo of our laughter. The city lights flicker like old memories. Bright one moment, gone the next. They mock me with their warmth. I'm tired. My soul is weary from this game of hide and seek. Running takes more energy than I have left to give. And for the first time in my life, I just want to be alone, truly alone, without the ghost of what we were haunting my steps. Remember the park in autumn? The leaves were like fire. Now the trees are bare, skeletal fingers scratching the sky. Every puddle reflects a broken version of the sky, just like my heart reflects a broken version of us. I keep walking, not towards anything, just away. Away from the noise, away from the memories, away from you. The bridge ahead is covered in mist. I can't see the other side. Maybe that's a good thing. A blank slate. I crave the silence. The kind of silence that isn't heavy with unspoken words. The kind that heals. I have to learn how to open my hand and let go. To let the wind take what it wants. To stop grasping at smoke. The stars look indifferent. They've seen millions of stories like mine. There is comfort in that insignificance. The night is long, but I know the dawn is coming. It always does, even when you don't believe it will. Healing is slow. It's not a race. It's a quiet walk through the city at dusk, learning to breathe again. So I will walk, and I will let your shadow follow if it must. But I won't let it guide me anymore. I'm turning the corner now. A new street, a new view, a place I haven't been with you. I am finding a friend in solitude. It's not as scary as I thought. It's just quiet, and quiet is what I need. The sun is rising. The shadows are changing direction, and for the first time, I feel lighter. Wherever I go alone. And finally, that is enough. I ask the world for answers. I shout into the void, hoping for an echo, a sign, anything. But no one replies. The wind just carries my words away, scattering them like dust. Because the truth is, every question lives inside my chest, buried deep beneath layers of fear and hope. It is a long, silent struggle, a war fought without weapons, on a battlefield no one else can see. A struggle that only loneliness understands. It sits with me in the quiet hours of the night, a constant companion. I ask, what if I am not enough? What if the path I chose is the wrong one? The questions circle like vultures. I carry the weight of yesterday's mistakes and tomorrow's uncertainties. It presses down on my shoulders. I search for clarity in the faces of strangers, in the pages of old books, in the patterns of the stars. But the world remains silent. It offers no maps, no guidebooks for the geography of the soul. Maybe I have been listening wrong. Maybe the answers aren't loud. Maybe they are whispers. I need to listen to the rhythm of my own heart. It has been beating the truth since the day I was born. The truth is that it's okay not to know. It's okay to be lost. Being lost is just another way of exploring. This is where the quiet healing begins. Not in finding the answer, but in accepting the question. I am learning to let go of the need for certainty, to trust that the ground will hold me even if I can't see it. The darkness of the night always gives way to the morning. The struggle always softens into peace. I look into the mirror and I see the tired face, yes, but I also see resilience. I see a survivor, and I realize that my loneliness is not unique. We are all asking, we are all searching. This silent struggle connects us. It is the thread that weaves through every human heart. So I will stop shouting at the world. I will sit in the stillness. I will make friends with the silence. The answer was never out there. It was here. It was me. It was simply, I am here. I am here. I am breathing. I am feeling. And for now, that is enough. I ask the world for nothing now, because I have found everything I need inside my chest. I searched for answers by the ocean. I thought the vastness of the water could swallow the scale of my questions. My feet traced the shoreline, marking a path that the tide would soon erase. hoping the waves could erase my memories just as easily. But all I heard was your voice. It wasn't in the wind or the water. It was closer than that. It was inside, blocking my path, ending my escape. I realized then that there is no distance great enough to outrun a heart. The water is cold against my skin, a sharp reminder that I am still here, that I am still feeling. The mist rolls in, blurring the line between the sky and the sea, much like the line between my past and my present. I find a broken shell, beautiful in its imperfection, a souvenir of a storm that has long since passed. The tide is rising now. It claims the ground I just walked on. It tells me that nothing stays the same, not even pain. I look back at where I've been. The path is gone. There is only the vast, rhythmic pulse of the Atlantic. I used to think the horizon was a destination. Now I know it's just a limit of my own vision. Your voice, it doesn't sound like a ghost anymore. It sounds like a teacher, reminding me of what I once knew. I breathe in the salt air. It's heavy and clean. It fills the spaces where the questions used to live. I stop trying to block your path. I let the voice speak. I listen to the story it tells, without flinching. Everything flows toward the same end. Every memory, every tear, every laugh. It all returns to the source. In this vastness, I am small, but I am not insignificant. I am a witness to the infinite. The clouds are heavy, but they aren't permanent. Light finds a way through the smallest of cracks. I'm not escaping anymore. I'm just walking, moving forward because that is what living requires. The sound of the ocean is the sound of the world breathing. It's a lullaby for the restless mind. I find a quiet strength in the repetition, the rising and the falling, the coming and the going. I don't need the ocean to erase you. I just need to learn how to swim in the sea of what we were. The answers aren't in the water. They're in the walk. They're in the waiting. I am finally alone. And for the first time, I am not lonely. Wherever I go, I carry guilt with me. It doesn't need a ticket. It just follows. I sit here in the middle of the noise. The world rushes by in a blur of color and motion, but I am frozen. It arrives uninvited. It pulls up a chair at my table. It orders nothing, but it consumes everything. It lingers quietly, like the smell of rain on old pavement, like a song you can't get out of your head. It haunts me, not with shouts or screams, but with whispers. You could have done more. You should have known better. It haunts me even when I smile, especially when I smile, because the smile feels like a lie I'm telling the world. No one sees how heavy it is. They see a man drinking coffee. They don't see the mountain I am carrying on my back. To carry this alone is to be on an island in a sea of people, close enough to touch, but too far to reach. Guilt is a time traveler. It lives in the past, but it steals my present. It holds yesterday hostage. But then I look up. I really look. I see the woman across the room, the tired eyes of the man by the door. Do they carry it too? Is their coffee cup also an anchor keeping them from drifting away? Maybe I am not the only one. Maybe guilt is just the price of having a conscience, the cost of caring. If they deserve forgiveness, maybe I do too. If they are allowed to be human, to make mistakes, why aren't I? I don't have to love my mistakes. I just have to stop letting them define me. I have to make room for something else. I put the cup down. I let my shoulders drop. I imagine the weight sliding off, dissolving into the floor. I smile again, and this time, it's not a mask. It's an invitation, a signal that I am still here. I walk out the door. The guilt might follow, but I won't hold the door open for it anymore. The world is big. It is messy. It is full of people trying their best, and I am just one of them. This is quiet healing. It doesn't fix everything at once. It just makes the next step possible. I accept the past. I accept the shadow, but I choose the light. There is hope in the movement, in the simple act of continuing, in the refusal to stay frozen. I am not alone in this, and that thought makes the burden light enough to carry. Is it still possible to open your door again? I stand here on the threshold, hesitating. With the key, I broke myself. I hold the jagged pieces in my palm, cold and heavy. I remember the moment it snapped. It wasn't a loud noise. It was a quiet click that echoed in my soul. I pushed too hard. I wanted too much, too soon. I tried to force what should have been given freely. Look at me now, shattered, wounded. I am a mosaic of the mistakes I have made. Regret is a heavy coat. I wear it every day. It scratches my skin and weighs down my steps. Some wounds can't be seen. There are no scars on my skin to show you where I hurt. But they hurt with every breath. Every inhale is a reminder of what I lost. Every exhale is a plea for peace. Your door stands closed, silent. It keeps the warmth in and leaves me in the cold. I try to fix the key. I try to glue the trust back together. But some things, once broken, change form forever. Maybe the goal isn't to be perfect again. Maybe the cracks are where the light gets in. I am learning patience. I am learning that I cannot demand entry. I can only wait. I look at these hands. They broke the key, but they can also build. They can also heal. I must forgive the man who broke the key. He didn't know his own strength. He didn't know his own fear. So I lay the pieces down. I stop clutching the sharp edges. I let the metal fall. I don't need a key to knock. I don't need a key to ask for forgiveness. I just need courage. I hope you are listening on the other side. I hope you can hear the change in my heart. Time is a river. It washes away the sharpness of the break. It smooths the edges of our pain. I stand before you with empty hands. No tools, no tricks, just me, shattered, but standing. Is it possible? Maybe. Maybe not today. But I will stay here until the answer comes. And in the waiting, I heal. I learn that I am whole, even without the key, even without the door. I am wounded, yes, but I am healing, and that is the only key I need. Can you hear it? The scream inside my soul. It is louder than the thunder rolling in the distance. The rain taps against the glass like 1,000 fingers, asking to be let in, asking to wash it all away. It's not a sound anyone else can hear. It's a vibration, a tremor in the foundation of who I thought I was. I don't need to be understood. Understanding is a luxury I cannot afford right now. I just don't want to be alone with this regret. It sits in the corner of the room, watching me, waiting. Regret is heavy. It anchors me to the floor. It whispers the names of things I can never change. Because loss hurts more than goodbye. Goodbye is just a word. It's a moment in time. But loss is a room with no doors. It is the echo of a voice that no longer speaks. I watch the city lights flicker. Each one is a life. Each one is a story. How many of them are screaming too? The tears come slowly. They are hot against the cold night air. They are the physical form of my silence. I see my reflection in the glass, a ghost haunting his own life, searching for a way out. The memories are sharp. They cut. They remind me of warmth when all I feel is the chill of the rain. I wish for peace. Not happiness, just peace. The kind that settles the dust. The kind that quiets the scream. Maybe I need to let the rain in. Maybe I need to let the storm rage until it tires itself out. I stop fighting. I stop trying to mute the sound. I let it be. I let it hurt. And in the surrender, something shifts. The scream becomes a whisper. The pain becomes a dull ache. The night is long, but it is not endless. The darkness is just a canvas for the coming light. I am still here. Broken, perhaps, but breathing, standing, watching. We all have our nights. We all have our screams. It is the secret language of being alive. I wipe the tears. I close the window. The silence returns, but it is not empty. It is filled with me, with my survival, with the knowledge that I can endure. The scream is gone. There is only the quiet rhythm of my own heart, and that is enough. I want to come home. I whisper it to the silence. I whisper it to the door that stands between us. I stand here on the welcome mat of my own history, hesitating, afraid to knock. But I don't mean a place. Home isn't a zip code. It isn't walls and a roof. I want to come home to the version of myself that existed with you, the man who knew how to hope. I lost him somewhere along the way. I left him in the cold while I was busy trying to survive. I remember the warmth. It wasn't just the fire. It was the certainty, the feeling of being exactly where I belonged. Now I see the light leaking from under the door. It taunts me. It reminds me of what I am missing. My hand hovers. Why is it so hard to reach out? Why is the distance of a few inches deeper than an ocean? I am afraid. Afraid that the person who opens the door won't recognize me. Afraid that no one will answer at all. I have to come home, even if the lock has changed, even if the key I carry no longer fits. It is not a want anymore. It is a need. Like air, like water. I cannot live in the hallway of my life forever. I have to reclaim the man I was. I have to find him, dust him off, and tell him it's safe to come out. Even if your door never opens again. Even if I have to stand here until the wood rots and the hinges rust. If you won't let me in, I will build a shelter on the porch. I will make a home out of the waiting. Because home isn't you. I see that now. Home is the capacity to love that you woke up in me. I carry that love. It is mine. It is the hearth fire I take with me wherever I go. I breathe. I steady my shaking hand. I step back from the door. I am already home. I am home in my own skin. I am home in my own heart. But still, I will leave the light on, just in case you ever decide to look for me. I walk away, not leaving, just moving, carrying the version of me that I love. The sun is rising, the night is over, and I am finally, truly home. Welcome home.
If one day you hear footsteps outside your door, do not be afraid. The hallway of your life is long. It echoes with the sounds of everyone you have ever known. It might be a creak in the floorboards, a shadow stretching under the frame, a vibration in the air. It might be me, trying to find my way back to the place where I made sense. Or it might just be a memory, a ghost of a laugh, a fragment of a conversation we never finished. Because the truth is, I never truly left. I simply changed form. I became the silence in the room. I am in the paint on the walls. I am in the way the light hits the floor at 4 p.m. So when you hear those footsteps, know that they are not approaching. They are already there. You don't have to get up. You don't have to unlock the deadbolt. You just have to listen. The past walks beside the present. It doesn't drag its feet. It matches your stride. Some call it haunting. I call it enduring. I call it love that refused to pack its bags. Does the sound comfort you, or does it make you look over your shoulder? You have a choice. You can drown out the sound with noise, or you can let it be the soundtrack of your evening. We all live with ghosts. The ghost of who we were. The ghost of who we loved. But my ghost is not cold. It is not dark. It is the warmth you feel when you think you are alone. It is the hand brushing a hair from your face when the wind blows. It is the memory that never truly left. So let the footsteps pace the hallway. Let them remind you that you were seen, that you were known. I am not gone. I am just quiet. I am waiting for you to notice. And if you ever open the door, you won't find emptiness. You will find the love I left behind. Step into it. Breathe it in. It is yours to keep. Footsteps fade. Wood rots. But this stays. Listen, I am right here.